Yo, welcome to the show. As always, I am your host, Prince Marcel.
Here with your co-host, Papa Fredo, and this is the Midwest Point of View, where we give our point of view on business, life, and culture here in the Midwest, and how that affects us all around the world.
So, as excited as my co-host sounds, right? Definitely on point. Nah, man, we gonna chop it up about a few things, man, and we're gonna definitely get into these if, ands, and buts and what ifs. So, bro, did you hear that this man? Because I know you bet. So I don't bet as much. I did the whole FanDuel and DraftKings and I get it. That's gonna be my new swing in January for sure. I just put y'all on if you know anything about trading. But anyway, um, and it's ironic that this happened in Chicago because we trying to talk about Chicago too much, but this is how it
But
went
it's
down.
just like, man, you can't help it sometimes, bruh.
Sometimes it just be like that.
He in the place to be, you know what I'm saying?
So what happened though is that this man had bet $3,000 on MGM bets. That's one of the platforms, and it's promoted heavily. I know, right? He bet three bands, but that boy was confident. He was confident in a
He had to
six-leg
be able to bet
parlay.
three bands. Come on now.
And a six-leg parlay at that, shorty. Like I know people that be trying to spread out a band 12 parlays. I be boy.
Yeah,
Look,
overdoing it.
overdoing it. So what ended up happening though is that he won technically, right? So MGM, which is heavily sponsored or promoted by Jamie Foxx. Now, what I just realized was that Jamie Foxx is the chief marketing officer. So I don't know
Okay,
if he
so he
does.
tied into this.
He is tied into this, but because he's on all the commercials, like when they want to promote
And you know
heavily
what?
to.
When I think about it, now that you mention it, I actually be seeing those come across online and stuff. Like when you scrolling and you doing things like that, you'll probably run into it. You probably ran into it too.
Yeah, I seen a few of them. Him and it's another brother that promotes a betting platform. But again, I don't know what type of ownership that they do have, but they all can join it. And I know a lot of people gonna be like, Jamie, how could you let this happen to a man that's just trying to make some bread?
Yeah.
So he won, right? Technically, based on the platform, based on the scenario, he won. And the winnings were supposed to be up to over $250,000, $389,000 on a six-leg parlay. Now, what they saying was that there is a clause or a policy called an obvious error, and I'm like, obvious error. So you telling me you could see clearly as day that I won, and there's a clause called what is the obvious error? Like you really, and I'm not on the platform, so I'm trying to find
Yeah,
it.
I
I'm
don't get
betting.
that either. Like, what you mean you got an error and I won? So when I win, now you get the error, but up until the point that I won, there was no error on your platform.
Mm,
I don't like the sound of that, Jamie. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? I know you may not be the one that's actually operating and doing the clicks in the background, but you can't be the face of this bullshit. I don't know if you feeling me or not, my brother, but hey, listen, this ain't gonna stand. Okay?
it reminds me a lot of and no disrespect to Robin Hood. This was just I just remember when this happened. And this might happen across like all the investing platforms. But when when people couldn't get in their account, they couldn't pull
I
their money
remember that.
out.
They
Yeah,
couldn't pull
bro.
their money
Like
out the account. And
it
it's crazy
reminded me of
because
that.
what can you do to compensate me for this? You know what I'm saying? Like, give me some type of compensation, man. I'm
Like
using your product.
I won, gang. I ain't gonna lie. You can't give me no like three thousand
Listen,
dollar
you can't
coupon. I
tell
promise
me,
you.
yeah, you can't tell me that you're not finna pay me. And I just, first of all, I put $3,000 down. Okay,
Could have been my
that
last
means
three too.
it could have been my last 3K, but I put it down, and I just knew I was gonna hit. No, you gonna have to pay me. I want my money. I want my money. Or you gonna hear, okay?
We do
We ain't
not
finna play
incite
about that.
violence.
We ain't finna play with that.
Uh,
No, we don't excite violence too much, y'all. But hey, when it comes to that money, we understand how y'all can be. But listen, we do hope that they give him some type of compensation. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, compensate my boy.
yeah, I don't know if there is like legal stance that he can take. I do suggest, just as a person who
I
believes
would
in
hope
like,
so.
I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Them policies and procedures be pretty tight, bro. A lot of people, that's just like in the content creator space, bro. If you don't have your stuff legally, it's very rare that you're gonna win too many cases
Too many
about
battles and stuff. No, I agree.
ownership, bro. Yeah,
Yeah, I
so
agree.
you know, but no, we hope that comes out in the positive light, and hopefully the part that Jamie does play in this is that he say, "Hey, bro, you know,
Hey,
let the
listen,
man have
all
his
I want to
bread."
say is check it out, man. I fuck with them, but hey, hopefully y'all do get this stuff
Did you?
together. Y'all do fuck with a lot of that man's talent. But while we talking about compensation, how do you compensate somebody, you know, that you have lied to or lied on, I'll say, for years. You know what I mean? I don't have the exact time span, but Montel Williams, for those of you that don't know, Montel Williams is a father and he has daughters. Now, the mother of the daughters accused him of sexually assaulting his daughter. And for so long, the daughters didn't know because they were so young, so they didn't know what was true or not. But she went on with this lie to make his life hell. Now, after her taking a lie detector test, the truth has came out that he never sexually assaulted his daughters, and she did, in fact, tell a lie. That question was asked as well during the test. So, how do you feel that someone going through this kind of situation, like our good friend Montel, how can you get compensated for all of those years missed with your children based on a lie?
I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. This probably gonna be one of the few times um to where some of the sisters may disagree with me and not like my take, but I gotta say it, bro. Hey, you need to spend some time with the warden, dog. You need to go to jail. You need something. Like that's not. I ain't even play with you, bro, because men in general go through a lot of scrutiny, and these type of allegations are the most uh, inflicting on your life. They're the most serious. They're the most severe. And when you try to play it as if like you could just say sorry, like that's, bro, you got to realize in the extent that you got to go to run with this, like to run
Man,
with
listen,
it
a sorry
is
can't fix
unbelievable.
everything. A sorry can't fix everything, man. That's just the truth. You know, when you when you telling when you're coming at someone's character, especially when you done made up a fabricated story and you done put that out there to the world for the internet to see, for the public to see, man, there is really no coming back from that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty sure this man dragged all down through the mud, anything you could think of, hard to get a job, probably all type of stuff. But now you've been going on living life. The kid's just about grown. You know what I'm saying? So how do you can't compensate me for that. And that's why I respect that man, um, for dealing with it the way that he could. And on top of that, when he was provided, the opportunity to forgive her if he chose to do so. He chose not to do so because he didn't feel that her apology was genuine. And
Oh, she
hey,
didn't care. Even
yeah,
in that,
yeah, you could tell because it took you so
look,
long.
look, man. I'm gonna say
And
this.
basically, you took the lie. I take it like this. You took the lie detector test to try to make it seem as if this is something that you deeply believe in it, and if I can just make myself believe it, I could probably pass the test. Then I wouldn't be a liar. But
Look,
that didn't play out in her favor.
hold on, y'all. Cause we gotta show y'all. So give me like 2 seconds, and then we.
Lie detector test. You were asked, did you have any sexual contact with any of your 3 daughters? You said no. And the lie detector said there was no deception. Yes, thank God. How does that feel for you? And that your daughters know. Well, I felt they always did know. You felt they always did know. Mm-hmm. And didn't speak it because they didn't know no better. They wasn't told no different. Miss Yvonne took a lie detector test and said, did you make up or exaggerate any stories with the intention to harm Monsell? She responded no, and the answer was deceptive. Then he asked you, did you say something to the effect of, I'm going to make sure you're never happy again? She responded no, and the answer was deceptive. So Miss Yvonne has acknowledged that her story about you touching your children in a sexual way was not true. So Miss Yvonne, is anything that you wanted to say to Mr. Monsell?
Why didn't you fight for him harder if you knew you didn't do it?
And what is it that he could have said that would have made you not believe the lie you were telling? Miss Yvonne, you told the lie. It was a lie, and you told it. And you got to own it.
I'm sorry. I need you to say that you did not rape your girls. I need to hear it come out your mouth the way I've always heard it. I apologize for accusing you of raping them. Please forgive me.
You don't have
Be mindful of what you're saying to your kids. Be mindful to what you really doing. Like you done messed up this whole family based on a lie because you mad at him for whatever fucking reason. Like that shit is not cool, bro. It's just not cool, bro. And that shit really goes on. I'm sorry, but it really just drives me. It sent my skin boiling because women are lying daily on men about either being bad fathers or doing certain things that they doing, or just sending false narratives all out there, bro. And I ain't saying like men just perfect. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But I am just saying like we all know this is something that goes on.
Yeah, and forcing your kids to be in that type of predicament. I mean, bonds are very important for you to have with your children, whether you're a father or mother. But even just putting your children in that predicament, because that was a question that was in the back of my head as to like, well, why did the kids up to any point, at some point, stop running with it or continue to run with it? That is just something that it was sort of a dawning question on me. But at the same time, when I think about it, it's like asking your children in this world and society that is definitely hard on me, to decide between their mother and their daddy.
Yeah, and that's the truth. Like when you choose not to be together after providing life in this world in some weird sense, and whether you're trying to do it or not, we're trying to co-parent out here, trying to make things work out. A lot of parents be doing that, they're doing those things, but still, the child is having a moment here and there in their head where they're trying to diagnose like what's going on, and they're
Who right,
actually
who
picking.
wrong?
They're picking between. You know what I'm saying? Like who they really are. Maybe I mess with mommy more. Maybe I mess with daddy more. Maybe I care for what she's
And
saying,
somewhere
or I
for
care for
real,
what
for
he's
real.
saying.
Yeah.
Really, really, that's why you gotta really think about all the aspects before you have a child. Because if y'all don't make it, y'all splitting the child up too. Like it or not, that's what's going on. So that's a fact.
No, for real.
You know what I'm saying? But
I ain't gonna lie,
to
it's wild, bro. Even it's to the and we watching it now makes me feel it's just as heavy, bro. It's wild, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
yeah, that's a heavy one, man. That's why look, man, we give that man his praise and applaud just for
For real.
stomaching that situation, making his way through that situation.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? I have a daughter, you feel me, and I'll be damned if anybody ever tried to come at me ill will about my child. That shit is wow. You know what I'm saying? So I understand for real. And it is a thin line, right? It's a thin
Yeah.
line with these
Feeling.
kids. You know what I'm saying? So you do got to be careful. To for the adults in the area that want to spin off, you know what I'm saying, spin off the narrative. Gotta be careful of them girls, man. Watch out for them ladies. But besides, the issue with Montel that he had to triumph over, and even the sports betting, and my boy taking that L or hopefully overcoming that L. We're gonna see how that turn out. You know what I'm saying? But right now, what we really want to talk about and bring out to y'all is some real deal spill. You know what I'm saying? Something that we feel like our community should know and be awoke on currently in this time that we dealing with right now in society. So I'm gonna let Prince go ahead and roll this out for y'all.
So y'all know things ain't getting cheaper. Ain't nothing getting cheaper. Life ain't getting cheaper. Water ain't getting
Inflation
cheaper.
is a mother.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it is probably important for us to pay attention to like, hey, yo, what's going on with the dollar store? Well, I can get me some Kraft macaroni, some Ajax, some you feel me for the dollar. For the dollar, shorty. Like you hear me?
Yeah, straight up.
Paper plates, paper cups. But the reason why I say that is because the article had just came out not too long ago, and the conglomerate or the two stores, Dollar Tree and Family Dollar, they got bought out by like a pair of private equity firms for $1 billion. And it dawned on when I seen this article, it made me think about that. For those who may not know about us, um, we come from a city of entrepreneurs. We come from cities where Black people historically have thrived, especially even in the Midwest. You got Ford Motor Henry Ford and all of them. The Black people in Detroit, you got Indiana, you got Nebraska. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
just got the Midwest with full of business entrepreneurs. So it made me ask this question as to like, what would happen if we were the private equity firms that bought Family Dollar? You feel me? What and who are the Black people even if in that space today?
So I I understand that family family dollars has been like a pillar to a lot of communities. I remember or I'm sorry, not family dollars, but Dollar Tree. I apologize. I remember when they first rolled out,
They all
it was like
together. They all together, bro. So you straight.
but yeah, I remember when it first rolled out though, like that was like, man, hey, things was in there was so cheap. We was smacking that stuff left and right, especially in my neighborhood. So I do see what you mean and where you're coming from there as far as with shedding the light here on Dollar Tree. And I appreciate you doing that for us tonight. So I just want to make sure I say that before we get any deeper into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The business been around for 66 years. In 2015, Dollar Tree was bought for $9 billion.
Oh, I must
Uh,
I must be just thinking when they open one up in my area then. I'm talking about you said 66 years they've been here?
they've been around 66 years.
Well, when they got to us, it was slow. Because listen, I ain't never seen one until that came here.
Yeah. So it's been around pretty much as long as our parents been alive, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Basically. But and it's because they competing with Walmart and Target, from bourgeois Target buyers to
Well,
Um,
that's a lot of dollar stores these days. You know, they trying to
yeah,
look at Five and Below, trying to keep up with what's going on. They ain't even Five and
5 and
Below no
below.
more.
You
They need
keep
to
up.
go to 10 and below. You hear what I'm saying? Y'all need to go on ahead and change it out. It ain't five.
You clap for that? You funny.
Man, listen, hey, that's the truth.
Um, but yeah, so they've been in competition with people like Walmart. But I did want to. It just made me go on this journey, and I want y'all to take it with me as to like, okay, are there any black people that are in private equity, right? And who are they, and that we should know them. So I'm gonna go in reverse because I actually want you to look this up. Uh, Dyla, Chet. Let me see. Chazari. She's probably African. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I ain't gonna lie to you. When they name hard to say, yeah. But no, she's worked with a few private equity firms. I don't think she necessarily owned one, but she did come up. Shout out to FYI, which is owned by Will I Am from Black Eyed Peas. I choose to use Black AI platforms for sure. And no disrespect to Chat GBT. I'm just, when I want to go to AI, I use FYI. Shout out to
So
YM.
I appreciate you putting them on the FYI there. I use them too as a platform here and there from you enlighten me myself. So they definitely doing their thing right now. But I just want to say, for those in the back that may not know, let's break down private equity for them.
Okay. So private equity is very similar to
Let me say this first, right? Private
okay.
equity firms are investment management companies that provide financial backing and make investments in private held companies or occasionally public companies with the goal of generating profit. So I just want to put that out there so we get a clear understanding of what private equity is.
So they're silent investors with the goal to make a profit, right? Because I just want to make sure that's what you just said. I just want to make sure I ain't miss anything.
So yeah, just to sum it up, pretty much that is the actual definition there. You know what I mean? That's
Mm-hmm.
what private equity is. It's just pretty much you invested into a company. You're a private investor. You're allowing that money to grow so you can get your percentage out.
Mm-hmm.
Because Wendy, for example, is its own brand. They don't know who Malik is that has 60 shares in Wendy, but they know who Wendy is.
Is Wendy's. Let
Don't
me
quote me on
see.
that, y'all. There is no Malik. I'm just using that for a reference.
Hold on. Wendy's is publicly traded. Wendy's is publicly traded. But I get your concept though. I get your concept though for sure. I just wanted to know, like, is it private? And we do this as investors, so like that's another side, my brother. I really just want to know. Um, but so you do need to know these other people, and surprisingly enough, we know one of them out of the 5 people that came up. Only 2% of Black people are even in private equity firms. So that lets you know that there's a lot of money left on this table that we ain't even got a corner of the bread. And if you know anything about what they call the big families, the Morgans, the Chases, the Stanleys, like that's where they started. That's what economics started. It started on the private side. None of these things were publicly owned or publicly traded.
Yeah,
So
for
the
those of you
reason
that
why
don't
this,
know, Chase is a family-owned business.
you feel me? So that's my biggest thing. That's my biggest concept is to like, bro, we
But
gotta
see,
we gotta
that's generational wealth, baby. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? That's why this topic right here, it actually would matter. You know what I'm saying? That's why private equity really does matter. Because for you as an investor, and yes, we're talking to you all as consumers. Yo, those of you that may be watching this right now, right? You're all consumers. You consume a product. So if you potentially invest in this product, it may not jump up within tomorrow, but you give it the next 10 years, now you have generational wealth for you and your grandkids.
And I think if we start operating like that as an entire community, we'll step different. You'll have a different leg at the table. But the other four is Raymond McGure. He was in Citigroup. You got Frank Banker, which is in Sirius Capital Group. You have this is the one we do know, but I didn't know that he went. This is a great concept for those who are athletes who need to learn how to go where else to go after their career on the court or the field is over with. Michael B. Jordan, he is a owner in Outer Society and principal of Black Capital, right? So he's an owner in that private equity group. And then the other one that you should know was probably the richest black man or one of the richest black people on this planet, Robert F. Smith. And shout out to EYL. They go watch their interviews they have with him, but he owns Vesta Equity. And they do a lot of work.
Okay. Thank you for enlightening us on that, Prince. We do appreciate that. I do want to say, we could just go ahead and get to it, right? The reason why we currently have an issue in our community with private equity is the lack of access to funds. And that's really what it is. So without that access to the 5,000, 10,000 on the back end to really invest and start up or stir up another business, it really hinders us. So what I would say is, as a society, I would like to see us embark or embrace the idea of partnering, right? Partnering up with one another. You know what I'm saying? Look, I got 5,000. You got 5,000. Together, we got 10,000, baby. Let's go ahead and get us a franchise going or figure something out that we can do now. You know what I'm saying? Let's go and buy some land or some property. You feel me? Because think about it like this. Just like our good old friend John Croc. Or what was it? That's his name, right? Ray Kroc. I apologize, Ray Kroc. So purchasing land and a company comes to set up a business on your land, they now have to pay rent. You can go ahead and take this back to a monopoly board. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, expound on that when you say monopoly board.
As far as with like buying a property, land, things of that sort. Yeah, businesses too, but I'm just saying there's other avenues that it creates revenue or passive income. You see what I mean? Like people think about the house that goes on the land, right? But you can still start from the ground up, and that's where I'm going at there.
Yeah.
And there's a wealth gap. We know that there's a wealth gap. You know what I mean, between our society and the others. But
come on, man, we gotta close it, bro. That'd be my biggest thing. Like people act like oh, it's just Family Dollar. Shorty, what would happen if we owned every Family Dollar in the hood, bro? Like I want you to
you know what
really
I'm
think
saying?
about that, bro.
Why we don't own White Castle, Burger King, parts in the McDonald's that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not enough
And
black
on the
owned
healthier
businesses.
side, this is
We
on the
need
healthier
grocery
side,
stores. We
grocery
need more
store.
grocery stores.
Cause I ain't trying to just have you own McDonald's and just shout out
But
to whatever McDonald's is ordering though.
but that's what we here for. That's why we here for y'all. That's why we bringing this enlightenment out. You know what I'm saying? Because this is just a form of us educating. You get what I mean? That's how we get over this, right? Through
And yeah,
training and educating. Educate yourself, educate thy brother, educate thy sister.
so just in case you wanted to know who brought it out, because who bought out Family Dollar, it was Brigade Capital and then Maxillium Capital. And the two main things that the reason why I bring this up, which is the two pros to why we should even think in this concept of going into private equity and stop being so private in our households, is wealth accumulation and local economical boosts. Like you literally, the dollar stores and I don't think nobody ever thought about this, but you save up to like 15 to 30% off every dollar when you shop at a dollar store. And you can go get Pine Sol, right, from Walmart. Or you can go to, and I'm not saying that they don't sell Fabuloso, but I know I can get Fabuloso at the dollar store.
So I get where you're saying, you know, as far as with like the supply here, it's gonna be higher versus the supply here, it's gonna be cheaper. So that's why, you know, that's why they're branded the dollar store. You know what I'm saying? For the idea of being cheaper than their competitors. But that's also why their stock is so low because they can only carry so many products to keep up with that brand. So that's the part where their competitors do have them beat. That's why you still have to go to your local Walmart, Costco, Meyer, whichever, because they have more of an inventory to offer you. You need certain things, you go on to Home Depot. You're not going to, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Or not even just Home Depot, but Walmart might got it. You feel me? Walmart got paint. Walmart got
Yeah,
garden supplies. You know what I'm saying? Just to
I don't
break
know.
it down. You feel me?
You know what? We gonna do some digging into this, and I want to see how far we can go down this rabbit hole to actually see if we could check like the inventory to compare apples to oranges as to like, okay, well, do they really got more? No, like for real. Like, do
So
they
listen, right?
like do
Think about it.
Dollar Tree
Think
got
about it.
paint? You
Think about it. Think
do
about it
they
like this,
really?
right? There is no comparison only because and we ain't gonna dwell too much on this, but just think about it, right? There is really no comparison, bro. You're talking about Walmart, like alone, and I'm not. We ain't even got to Target, Lowe's, you know what I'm saying, or any of the others. We just talking about Walmart and Target for sure, at least. You know what I'm saying? Before you get to Sam's Club too, that's nice. But Walmart and Target for sure, right? They got such a wide span of product that that's why they had to include groceries. You feel me? Like, just think about it. If I'm gonna go there for my TV, furniture, clothes, why not go for groceries?
We're gonna
So
pull up
you
this.
think about the what is it?
We're gonna pull up this inventory list.
The word that I'm looking for. Um, it's more convenient for the consumer. It's way more convenient for the consumer. So that's another reason why people are just going
And
straight to the idiot.
sometimes you gotta, man. Sometimes you gotta get it out the gutter. We always talk about the ancestors, and I'm really finna go on my bag. We always talk about the ancestors, and you know, we are ancestors' greatest dream, but we don't be hustling like our ancestors all the time. We don't be getting out the
Hey, I
gutter
give you that,
because
brother.
you brought up convenience.
I
So
give
I'm
you
like,
that,
all
brother.
right, I'm man, skip convenience, bro. When it come to like, let's say we knew black people who own a Family Dollar, like literally, but we still went to Walmart. Now it ain't nothing but a choice.
No, and I get where you coming from. So, you know, we already here now, right?
Want to
So
holler
I
at
just
me
want to
about
say this.
convenience.
I just want to say this, right? Currently, we know that's not the case. But let's just say if we did have so much leverage and power over some type of store like that, and it became a franchise, you know, where majority black do own, I don't think it would be an issue to really sell it. It's just who gonna start it and how we gonna get there to achieve it for franchise base wise. Because a lot of the things that we want to do, the keys to the door, just not a act. It's just not there. So we have to actually create our own door and our own foot traction through that door. You get where I'm coming from?
I don't. I don't believe that things are impossible for us.
I'm not saying
I
it's
think that
impossible.
things
I'm
are
just saying that
difficult.
it has to be handled within a certain manner.
Choices, choices, gang, choices. For me, bro, it's really just you. I'ma build it, and you got to decide to come. That's it. That's it, bro.
No,
Our
and I don't
ancestors,
have no
our
disagreement with
grandparents
that.
had
I don't have no
way.
disagreement with that.
Yeah,
It's just
bro.
who building it? Who building it? Are you able to get it to where we can have more than one so we can all be
Yeah,
there? That's what
yeah.
I'm at with it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I just want
yeah.
to make sure
Even
that that's
right
what we
now,
clear at, right? That's what.
right now. Yes, right now, this is possible. This is not a pipe dream. This is not a fairy tale. Right now, this is possible. And I always bring this up because I seen it in my neighborhood when I would go back and visit my mom's and them. Bro, it's about 5 different beauty supply stores. So that's 5 different commercial buildings, all with about 12 or such full aisles, all with about the same amount of products, all with about the same amount of weed, but yet they all owned by individual people. Why? Y'all all the beauty supply stores. So you can't tell me that it's not possible to get this stuff together and agree to franchise it. No, people just want to be people want to be him and her. You got to
No,
stop trying
I
to be him
agree.
and her.
I agree, man. And currently right now, we too wrapped around that, right? Trying to live like the Joneses and stuff like that. You're not really living in reality. So, and when I say living in reality, I mean your current standpoint in life, what you can do, what you can achieve, or overextending yourself, thus trying to live like the Joneses, and now you can't achieve shit. So it is up to each one of us as individuals to walk and carry ourselves a certain way so we can get to where we're trying to go to. But we got to be able to create partnerships. Again, it just comes back to being a community, coming back to that community feeling. You know what I'm saying? When we was all together, like on a community basis, we did have more black owned. We just allowed the things that come in between us that shouldn't be between us tear us apart. It's too many of us trying to kill each other right now. Rather, you trying to kill me directly or indirectly.
Yeah.
But the
No,
solution
no.
to these things is it starts within. It starts with your vibrations. It starts with how you carry yourself throughout the day. Wake up and pray. You know what I'm saying?
This man
Go,
that went to church.
hey, straight up, man. Wake up and pray, man. Start your day out the right way, and then as you're going in through the morning and throughout the rest of your day, try to keep a smile on your face. You know what I'm saying? Your smile may make another person smile. When you shake a person's hand with a smile, that feeling and them vibrations bleed off into the next person. And if they probably wasn't smiling when they walked up and they seen you, but when you shook their hand and they were smiling, they're gonna be smiling when you walk away because they felt
Preach,
so great.
preacher, Deacon Fredo over here, boy. Look
Hey
at him.
man, listen, I'm just putting it
Had to
out there.
button up and everything. No, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. I actually had that happen, and I'm just a short story. Then we gonna move on real quick. But I had a black man tell me that he needed to hear that, and what happened was I'm a part of this thing called Black Men as well. We tell our brothers, that they look great, that they look handsome, that they look sharp. Um, we support their businesses and we encourage them. We try to make that the norm and not all that other negative stuff. So I seen a brother one day, and I was at my regular job. I seen him. I said, "Hey, bro," I gave him a compliment. I said, "Hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like your outfit or whatever it was he had on." And his response was, because he was upset. He was blue, and he was like, "What?" Because he didn't hear me at first, and his aggression instantly came out. He's like, "What?" And I'm like, "No, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just congratulating on whatever it is you got going on. Like your outfit. Go out and fail." And he calmed down. He was like, "Oh wow, bro, I appreciate that, bro. I really
Yeah.
need to hear that."
After he was able to really receive what's going on. Yeah, man. And that's how we kill all that animosity and that unnecessary anger within our culture, right? Walk up, just show love, bro. And I ain't trying to say be on no weird stuff, just walking up to everybody that you see, doing all that weird stuff. I ain't trying to say that, but I'm just saying, man, if you walking past somebody, you walking into the store, hold the door. Hey, I hope you have a great day. You know what I'm saying? Shake a hand, meet a friend, straight up.
While you holding these doors, Make sure you hold these doors and tell these people to stay safe and stay healthy, like Michael Jordan's doing.
Yeah, I like
Is he
that. I
cutting
like
ribbons
that.
and holding doors?
Yeah, man. My
Um,
boy. My boy.
yeah.
Listen, he doing something. He doing something right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Fredo, put
It's
him on.
something
Tell him what
different.
he doing.
So currently, we got Michael Jordan coming through and providing free healthcare. So for those of you
It's fuck. He
that
got
like
four
to
clinics.
talk
That's why you
about
see
my
me know why
boy
he got four clinics.
not doing nothing, check him out. He using that money for good. You know what I'm saying? Let's give him one more. So it looks like Jordan collaborated with Novant Health, a major healthcare provider, to develop and operate these clinics. So currently he has 4 clinics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The latest clinic in Wilmington opening date was February 19th, 2025. So my boy just opened this one.
So this is the
And
clinic right here, y'all. Real quick, I just want to show y'all. It just says Michael Jordan Family Medical Clinic. That's a picture. That's probably from the first one that he opened up, but that's what it looks like, and that's what all of them look like.
yep. Yep. So hey, he launched his first 2 back in Charlotte in 2019 and 2020, and just been going up from there. So we definitely want to clap it up for my boy. We appreciate what you got going out there for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And for those
Yeah,
of you that are in those
shout out to
areas,
the Carolinas. Shout out to the Carolinas for sure.
yeah, for those of you that are in those areas, man, take advantage of those services.
I think so. So let me tell y'all why we call ourselves Midwest Point of View. Like when we go out and we find these stories, whether it's anywhere in the Midwest, from Detroit, Chicago, shout out Indiana, Wisconsin, so forth, Nebraska.
Hey, hey,
Um, we looking at it from the perspective of has Midwest been the pioneer for it, or what can Midwest learn from these things that's happening in other parts of the countries and other parts of the world? It's like, yo, do we need that here at the crib? Oh yeah, we might really want to do that. We might really need to go and open up 4, 5 clinics in Indiana because they got uh, aggressive murder rate. You know what I'm saying? Like we might need to do that in Wisconsin because of the health industry and the discrimination in the medical field. And from
no,
my
I
point of
agree.
view, I think I would say we need to do that.
No, I agree. So that's what we here for, man. We just here to enlighten y'all on what's really going on and what we think we could either benefit on, just as my brother just said, and just what you may need to learn about. What it's all about.
No, for sure, man. Any oh, you know what? Real quick. I want to say this because I think this is important. Uh, Frodo, let me know if you can hear me. But this generation, the Gen Zs, y'all need to get and stay into IT. This might be something that we're gonna talk about in the next upcoming show. But I feel like since this is gonna be aired and we might clip this up, get into AI, get into tech, and the youngins that's coming up next, make a way. Make a way to make sure that we have a spot at the table when everything is said and done with AI and wherever we going with the new machine industries. But just remember your community. Just like they changed the math and your mama, the mama can't count nowhere in this new math system. I'm gonna need you when they change this AI and these tech. I need you to make a way for all of us that come behind you. But yeah, them my 2 cents.